in 4 gummy snakes, 3 teaspoons in this muesli bar, and 15 teaspoons in this bottle of Sprite.
Wow.
Let your child wolf this down and she's consumed a total of 21 teaspoons.
9, 10, 11, 12.
That's more than 7 times the World Health Organization's recommended daily intake for a child.
I mean, I guess you know there's sugar in lollies, don't you? It's some of the other foods that really concern us. And I was quite impressed, I have to say, when I saw this at the supermarket the other day, a packet of Rices with a little teaspoon on it to show you exactly how much sugar you're getting in a serving.
Not sure we can claim credit, but good call. There's no denying teaspoon definitely gives you a clearer insight into how much sugar is hidden in our food.
However, food manufacturers prefer the star rating system. The more stars on the packet, the healthier the food is supposed to be.
We use the word supposed to be because when it comes to sugar, we think you need to be very wary of the star rating system. Here's Mark.
I think we should get attacked by flies. What?
Recording.
Finding out what's in your food can be confusing at the best of times. Added vitamins and minerals, low fat, less sugar. And those nutritional labels are tiny.
It's really hard to read. Small print.
Well, there's so much info, is there? And then you've got this other information. It's probably too much information.
So to combat that, the governments of New Zealand and Australia brought in the Health Star rating system. And this is how it works. The stars are on the front of the box. They range from half a star to 5 stars. This box of Nutrigrain gets 4 stars. The more stars you get, the healthier the food is. Or is it?
I think the health stars are very deceptive.
Simon Thornley is an independent epidemiologist and anti-sugar campaigner.
People, I think, are turning away from these sorts of products. And now the government has decided to give them an endorsement. So to me, it's crazy.
The Health Food Star rating formula is 33 pages about an algorithm. But to put it simply, it considers the positive and negative parts of food. Positive is fibre and protein and how much fruit, vegetables and legumes is inside. The negatives are energy content, saturated fat, total sugars and sodium. The nasty things that make you fat and cause heart disease and diabetes.
It's much more heavily weighted towards fat and salt content. I think sugar's the main problem. So sugar really should be the number one criteria that we rate these products on.
So let's take our box of 4-star Kellogg's Nutrigrain.
No, I wouldn't give this to my kids. It's 25% of this is sugar. There's more sugar in this than in ice cream.
The recommended daily intake for a child is 3 teaspoons. There's 2 days worth of sugar in a breakfast bowl of the 4-star health rating cereal. And Kellogg's changed the recipe, so the algorithm would double its initial rating from 2 to 4.
4
Criminals.
stars reflects the fact that relative to other cereals in the breakfast cereal category, Nutrigrain has relatively high amounts of fibre and protein and relatively low amounts of sodium.
Professor Cleona Niwachu was on the committee that advised the government on the principles that should underpin the rating system. Would you give that 4 stars?
I think on balance, the 4 stars reflects holistically, based on the current calculation, what's in the food. Personally, when it comes to a breakfast cereal, I think the sugar content needs to be lower.
Back to the supermarket, and here's Milo. 4.5 stars. Must be healthy, right?
This gets me very upset. I mean, Milo is 50% sugar. How this can get 4.5 stars in a nutritionally government-endorsed system is just beyond me.
If you turn the can over and look hard, you can see that the measurement is based on making Milo with trim milk.
Well, apparently I think that's the reasoning, but still, what we're trying to do is discourage people from having sugary products. What the system is doing is encouraging a sugary product.
Of course, at the end of the day, it's possible that people might not make it up with skim milk, or they may not use it in that way. They may sprinkle it on ice cream or eat it in other ways.
sugar bomb.
And to be fair, there's not a lot that the manufacturers can do about that.
But remember, this is a system designed to make it easier for the consumer to make a healthy choice.
It's misleading, quite honestly, because if you don't know anything about nutrition, you think you're buying healthy stuff for your children. So,
This last might help you put the cinnamon.
If the consumer doesn't trust the system, it's going to fail. And so that's why it's so important that we really do think about these things and that we do raise these concerns. And now we're starting to see those instances where the system isn't really reflecting our dietary guidelines, and therefore it probably does need some review.
How many stars would you give these products?
I would give these 0 to 1. You know, the reality is we're swimming in sugar, and I see a whole lot of evidence that making a big reduction is going to improve our health statistics out of sight.
It doesn't quite seem right, does it? When Kellogg's point out the new improved tasty 4-star Nutrigrain has more fibre, 25% less sodium and 17% less sugar.
Nestle admit there's been confusion over the health star rating for Milo, but they say the labelling meets requirements and each serve contains less than 1 teaspoon of added sugar. The rest comes naturally from the malt barley and milk powder ingredients.
Right.